Voice of Indonesia.
Voice of Indonesia that you can listen and even watch on voinews.id, RRI digital mobile app channel VOI, and also RRI.net on rri.co.id or UCTV for RRI.net viewers. And we're also live on YouTube channel VOI Official. With me, Rahma, presenting you today's VOI Talk. We are talking about sustainable tourism, precisely in North Maluku. As we are wrapping up 2024, welcoming 2025, Indonesia is paving the way for a brighter tourism future, from preserving iconic destinations to promoting sustainable travel. So to find out more about this type of tourism, precisely in North Maluku, Indonesia, joining us on today's VOI Talk, founder of Bengkel Pulau.ID, Rivaldi Gani. Hello, Rivaldi.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm great, but it's quite rainy outside, so it's warm still.
It's rainy. Okay. Here, it was rainy like in couple of days, but now it turns out to be kind of hot. So really unpredictable.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't hamper tourists to come to Indonesia to enjoy the charm of Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
So talking about tourism, like what I said before, we like to address the issue on sustainable tourism. Maybe our listeners and viewers doesn't have deep insight yet about sustainable tourism. So could you please share your insights about it?
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Talk about sustainable tourism, because I'm really passionate in sustainable tourism. Talk about sustainable tourism. It's something actually shifting. Like it's a phenomena of mass tourism. So people nowadays shifting to sustainable tourism. So their behavior change. They mind change, the way they need to giving the best impact, like giving something good for the impact, like for the environment, the economic, as well as the local people, society in general. So sustainable, there are actually terms, we call it regenerative tourism, which is on top of the sustainable tourism. So now the government of Indonesia want to achieve the regenerative tourism, but it's a long way to achieve the regenerative tourism. Yes, we need to through the sustainable tourism. So sustainable tourism, it's a type of tourism that benefit the local community, economic, and also the environment. So there are three key words in sustainable tourism: economic, people. We call it simply we call it 3P, like planet, people, and prosperity. So yeah, it's economic, social, and as well as the environment. So that's how to understand it. Sustainable in a way, in a simple way.
Planet, people, prosperity, 3Ps. Really interesting. But how's the real implementation of it in tourism?
Yeah, of course, we talk about sustainable tourism. It's in concept. It's really great to hear. It's really good to hear. But then when it comes to implementation, of course, I would say that we are still far away from sustainable tourism, as we see Bali as the center of tourism sectors in Indonesia, also now facing the challenge of how to becoming sustainable tourism from a massive tourism. So now the implementation in North Maluku, I would say it's we're going to that, because right now, compared to Bali's main economic is they rely on tourism, while us here in North Maluku, we're not really rely on tourism, so we don't have that much tourists come to Bali. But yet the problem is still the same as Bali. we're now facing the environmental challenge as well as Bali. Of course, it's something that still we haven't finished like solved. Like we haven't solved it. So in North Maluku right now, even though sustainable tourism, like tourism is not our main income, like main sources of income, but then we still face the environmental challenge, which is really related to the sustainable tourism. Like like we have a lot of like trash under the water. So when tourists come to Indonesia, when tourists come to North Maluku, they're not satisfied. On the other hand, like they satisfy, but then when they see the reality that still plastic pollution is everywhere, they begin to like protesting, why is it here? Like why the plastic is so like the what is it? They really complain about the cleanliness of the attractions, cleanliness of the destination. So we really still far from the sustainable tourism. So I would say, in the reality.
Okay, yeah, hopefully there will be more specific implementation like what I got information here. For example, in Borobudur, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, visitors are required to wear special certain sandals to protect the temple stones, supporting local artisans as well. Like you said before, it saves planet and even boosts micro, small, medium enterprises through the products like that. What about, in your view, about the specific difference, what distinguishes sustainable tourism compared to other types of tourism?
Yeah, so like tourism, sustainable tourism again, it's a style. I think it's a must right now. So it's different. Like we categorize as a massive tourism, as you said that right now the government implemented. So when we come to visit, like we're stepping on the temple of Borobudur, we need to wear sandals, right? And that sandals produced by the local people, which is they also got the impact. That's the sustainable tourism. Well, what's happening in Bali is that we cannot, like we in Borobudur, they also like manage to limit the visitors. Like limiting the visitors is a good way to implement the sustainable tourism. So in Bali right now, because I'm studying tourism in Bali, so I would also see sustainable tourism from Bali's perspective, and I would say that in Bali we're not limiting the tourists. So the tourists is like everyone can come. While if we limit the visitors come to Bali, and then of course that's gonna be a great way to get impacted. We can also higher we put it higher the price of the travel package, for example, if you limit the visitations, and also like give a change to the local. Like if you limit, then the local need to be trained how to package their product uniquely. So it's different actually. Like tourism, there's a lot of type of tourism. I think like marine tourism, and then wellness tourism. When it comes to like yoga, that's what we call wellness tourism. Sport tourism, of course, like fishing and also running, that count as a wellness tourism. But that's still sustainable tourism. What differentiates sustainable and massive is that massive we didn't consider about the environmental degradations. We open the destination for all without considering that like fish like it's gonna be impacted to the local, it's gonna be impacted to the environment, as well as it's gonna be impacted to the community itself. So to differentiate, it's all type of tourism, sometimes included in sustainable, depending on how they manage the package, depending on how they manage the product itself. When they get involved the local community, then we call it sustainable tourism, because it gives more chance to the local community to improve their product.
And in your opinion, to what extent sustainable tourism can reduce the negative environmental impacts of tourism?
Sorry, what was it?
How can sustainable tourism reduce the negative impacts of environmental impacts of tourism?
Well, talk about how, of course, it's a big work. I think both we need to work together, work hand in hand with the local government, with the social enterprises, with the community, with the youth, with the everyone needs to gather around and hand in hand working on sustainable tourism. But I think what was the question again?
Pardon?
What was the questions again? Oh yeah, how? Of course, sorry. Yeah, we need to apply the method. We need to think the impact. For example, me personally, as a sustainable enthusiast, I would say, I come on myself again, asking that is it impactful? So better choose something impactless. I mean, for example, if you travel and there are three options for your travel. There are plane and then train and then public transportation. Choose choose transportation that give less to the environment. For example, if you can choose train, then why plane? Because it's reduced, it produces a lot of carbon, and then for the environment. So I think, and also nowadays the company, for example, in Bali, because I also work in Bali and one of the villas, so we implemented the waste management, I would say. So that is how waste management. So we hire people, we pay them to collect our trash. So we manage them, we independently manage them, and then we pay for the local people to take our garbage, and that's what we do. And of course, it's also important to telling people, educate locals. Sometimes the local don't know. So that's, a lot of things need to do to educate locals. Nowadays, I'm facing difficulties because we've been doing beach cleanup. Beach cleanup in our destinations. We clean under the water. But then still, when rainy comes, and then we gotta chase from everywhere. It was plastic everywhere around the destinations. I think that's
okay. Talking about waste, FYI that today, February 21st, is commemorated as National Waste or Garbage Care Day. So it's a very appropriate day to do cleanup. So related to the topic sustainable tourism. Okay, we will talk more about sustainable tourism, especially in North Maluku, but we have to take a break for a while after this next song. So stay tuned on Indonesia Today.
Di samudra terbentang khatulistiwa, di situ ku ada bersamamu saudara. Beragam warna kita, suku tak selalu sama. Kau aku Indonesia yang disatukan karena tetaplah satu kita, kita Indonesia sesungguhnya.
Lawan samudra terbentang khatulistiwa.
Di situ ku ada bersamamu saudara.
Warna kita suku tak selalu sama.
Kau aku Indonesia yang disatukan karena cinta.
Thank you for still tuning in on Indonesia today. Precisely on VOI Talk about sustainable tourism in North Maluku with the founder of Bengkel Pulau.ID, which is a community aims to achieve sustainable regenerative tourism based in North Maluku. We still have Rivaldi Gani joining us.
Hello.
Back on VOI Talk. So we just talk about how to involve people, making sure to realize sustainable tourism. And what about that you are doing in the community Bengkel Pulau.ID? Can you tell us about it?
Okay. So it's actually coming from, the background is coming from, because it is important to taking care of the natural resources, because in North Maluku, of course, we have a lot. We have beautiful beaches. If you have the chance to come to Bali, to come to North Maluku, please let me know, because I'll show you around how beautiful our island is. But then still, it's not in line with the quality of human resources that we have here in North Maluku. So that is why people began littering, and then people, they didn't care, because this is we live closely with the nature, right? So we need to protect the nature, but majority of the people here, they don't care. They don't care. They just doing littering. So that is why my team and I, my team and I, we are develop this community. So we have four main program, beach cleanup again, is we also offer the tour guide, right? Like a tour package. But when we accompany tourists coming to destination in North Maluku, they're complaining. So we have no, what should we do? We try to approach the government, but then it's just until talk. I mean, it's not. Our voice is heard, but they didn't take actions on that. So we're taking actions since then. So we're doing beach cleanup. So we're focusing on the tourism destinations. So like beaches, and then fort, because we have a lot of forts here. And also we are doing educate, because actions, cleanup, it's not enough if we don't educate the local. So we begin to majority of the member here in Bengkel, we are from tourism. We already graduated from our studies, masters in tourism. So we go to local university. We collaborate with the local lecturer to conduct the education. So we have both online and offline education. Online education, we are doing seminars. So we invite international guests from around the world talk about their like opinion, their perspective on sustainable tourism. What should we do here in Indonesia compared to their country? And also we're doing offline. That's what we said. We go to like school to schools. We're doing training. So we train a lot of tour guide because having like we have limited tour guide working like people working in tour guide. So we open the training to so we train them how to be a tour guide, but specifically eco tour guide. So we train them the value of sustainability. And the last we are doing promote and selling tour package. So like if everyone if they want to come to Ternate, of course we have package. Like we have open trip. If you want to go to mountains, of course we can arrange it with you. And we're focusing on international tourists as well as the national tourists. So marine tourism as well. So we're really open. But our focusing, so we like by selling the tour package, we hope that we make a lot of change to get involved the local community. So once the tourists buy our package, we call the local to like work with us, so they get impacted. Like they have the job. And like being the tour guide, that's how we like get back to the community. So they have the work.
Wow, what a great movement from the community. How's the response of the local people?
So far the local people, they are very positive in like responding our missions, and some. We also work closely with the local community because some destinations is located in the local village. So we need to work closely with them. So they're very open for all like good movement, they support. But then of course it's just support. Like we need more support from the government, but we're not waiting for the government. We work on ourselves. Like we move day by day. So, but the local community, they are very welcome us to work closely together.
So, you think what are the challenges to realize this sustainable tourism, particularly in North Maluku, and how to overcome the challenges?
So I would say that there are two things that really impacted to the implementation of sustainable tourism. The first one is the human resources. As I said, that is really important. As Indonesian, we call it SDM rendah. That's really impacted. Like people begin to litter. That's because of lack of we have lower human resources. The quality of human resources here in North Maluku is lower. So people begin to littering. That is our main concern right now. So we're doing educations like education. That is just to educate so the local community aware. So once they aware, of course, we are easily manage our destinations. And I would say the other things is that political issues. It's really impacted. Political issues. Because tourism, of course, it's another sectors that rely on politics, and politics, of course, like it's everywhere. So I think that is the challenge right now. Because, for example, like I work with this government, but then it's finished. I mean, this government is like the year is finished. So I need to like having another, I don't know, like political things. I would say that's the challenge.
Yeah, but with collaboration, commitment going hand in hand, we keep optimistic that we can realize sustainable tourism in Indonesia, including in North Maluku, right? Okay, so final statement to our listeners and viewers about sustainable tourism in Indonesia, especially in North Maluku. Maybe they are happening to be in Indonesia or having intention to go to Indonesia.
So the aims of Bengkel Pulau, we put .id back of the name Bengkel Pulau because we want to expand, of course, throughout Indonesia, across Indonesia. So I would say that's tourism practitioner, tourism sustainable practitioner, all youth. Let's hand in hand be work forward to our new, protect our environment, protect our natural resources because Indonesia is rich. So all we need to do is just protect. So let's collaborate together and then and doing positive things.
Okay, Rivaldi, thank you so much for sharing your insights about sustainable tourism in North Maluku. Keep up doing the good work. Hope your struggle, you're fighting to realize it, will run well.
Yeah, thank you so much, AI, for providing this lovely platform. It's an honor for us from North Maluku, especially talking with AI on Monday. Nice to see you virtually, but.
Yeah, hopefully we will meet in person one day in North Maluku.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Well, listeners, that's today's VOI Talk, Sustainable Tourism in North Maluku with Rivaldi Gani, founder of Bengkel Pulau.ID, the community that is concerned about sustainable tourism in North Maluku. We'll be right back, so stay tuned on Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.